Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to talk about the Patriots game on Sunday and what I saw and collected from that. And there's also going to be some fantasy football talk since it's a Tuesday, the waiver wire rankings, and positional rankings. So to start off, I'm going to go with the Patriots since this could have been done yesterday. The Patriots lost 35-30 to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle on Sunday Night Football a couple nights ago. That game was probably one of the best games of the year so far in the short year of football. That was only week 2. I don't know. It's a part of me wants to really go at the Patriots. And I will a little bit, but for the most part, I don't really have too many negative takeaways from that game. They didn't give up. The defense really didn't look good, but that was going to be an uphill battle for them no matter what, just because they aren't the same defense as last year, between losing guys in free agency and losing guys to opting out because of Corona. The secondary could have been a little better. If they were at their peak top for performances, each player in the secondary, then I think the Patriots probably win that game, and it's not nearly as close as it was, because there were a couple of broken plays by the secondary. But for the most part, the offense looked amazing. I think Cam Newton looked great throwing the football. He can obviously run it. It's just the one thing that I think everyone should take away, including Bill Belichick, who is not only the coach but the general manager of this team, is that the Patriots need another receiving threat, weapon, top guy, not one of the best in the league, but not these little guys. Like N'Keal Harry is not the guy we thought he was going to be. He looked pretty good towards the end of the game on Sunday night, and he looked solid. He had a lot of targets and all of that, but he, compared to the other guys that were the receivers that were drafted after him in that draft, he's not on their level. DK Metcalf, the number 14 receiver on the Seattle Seahawks, who made that long touchdown catch on Stephon Gilmore, who is the best cornerback in the league and who's reigning defensive player of the year, he was drafted after N'Keal Harry. He would be an amazing receiver on this team. For this team, it would just compared to N'Keal Harry. But this isn't N'Keal Harry bashing thing. The Patriots just need another receiver. Julian Edelman is going to get killed out there if what happened last night is repeated constantly throughout the season. He's already targeted on all these hits because guys know it's tough to take him down. He's elusive, he's speedy, but he's 30, he's 34 now, isn't he? He's up there. He's in his early 30s, mid 30s, whatever you want to call it, and it's not going to be the same as when he was younger. His health, he's always just gotten destroyed out there after every catch, and it's only week 2, and that was his most receiving yards in his career in a single game. So you tell me, it's just Bill needs to go and get someone. I don't know who. It can't be someone like Demir Bird again, although he didn't look horrible, but he could have looked better too. It's just they need a top guy out there to take, if not anything else, to take the pressure off of Julian Edelman and just so he doesn't get hurt. Because if he gets hurt, they're done. Their offense is toast because they can't run the football with their running backs. So on top of that, Cam Newton has to run more and better than ever, which is not great at this point in his career. The amount of times he's gotten injured and hit and destroyed himself in previous seasons. That's my main. Those are my main takeaways. They need guys, and they should go get a linebacker too. I think their biggest needs right now, if they're looking to sign or trade or both for anyone because of the cap space that they've accumulated after these opt-outs, is a top receiver, a solid running back because Sony Michel stinks, another bust, and a linebacker because Juwan Bentley, he can't. I like Juwan Bentley, but he's just not the guy. Like, he can't be the guy at linebacker. They clearly missed Dante Hightower last night, and they need to somehow try to replace him, but not completely, because I don't think that's even really possible. Just someone a little better or more mobile than Juwan Bentley, and maybe with a little more experience as well. Other than that, the Patriots looked really like they showed they had heart. Cam Newton, just if he didn't show throwing the football against Miami, if he didn't do that, he definitely showed it against Seattle. He was slinging it out there, and especially towards the end when they needed a comeback. They were a little predictable on that last play. I didn't like that, the way they lined up. We'd already had seen that play multiple times in the game, so it didn't really make too much sense. We all knew it was coming. The defense was coming. Everyone watching the game knew it was coming. There were only two options: to throw it to the fullback, Jakob Johnson, which they had already done, or Cam Newton was running the football. I think personally they should have had N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman on the field. Try to still block. If you still want to run it with Cam Newton, that's perfectly fine, but at least try to show like some diversity and try to trick the defense. They probably could have won that game otherwise. There was a lot of things that could have gone the Patriots' way, but it was a tough game. I personally didn't, in my preseason rankings, I didn't have the Patriots winning this game. I had them at 1-1 at this point going into Week 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders, who I think they're going to beat next week on Sunday, or this coming Sunday. But the Raiders are also a tough team too. They just beat the New Orleans Saints, so they're playing a 2-0 team on Sunday, and I think they can get it done, but it's definitely going to be tough. These games are going to be tough. This is a tough schedule. So that's really it with the Patriots. They looked really good. If they can build on what they did on Sunday night, they can win just about any game this season. So I think although they lost the game, Patriots fans should be really excited and enthusiastic for how the rest of the season could look, especially if Bill makes the upgrades that he really needs to make to this team. And they'll be a legitimate contender. All right, so moving on to fantasy football. I'm going to do player rankings first this time, unlike last time. I did waiver rankings. I think I'm going to go with the player rankings first. And we're going to start with quarterback. So a quarterback, it's really just pretty much the same. I think it's going to be a shootout Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. I have Lamar Jackson as the number one quarterback and Pat Mahomes as the number two quarterback. Obviously, Mahomes faces the tougher defense, but I think I don't think that's going to be a factor on Monday night, prime time back. Both MVPs, two of the best teams, if not the best teams in the league. I think it's going to be a shootout. Number 3, I have Russell Wilson against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 4, I got Kyler Murray against the Detroit Lions. Number 5, Dak Prescott against the Seattle Seahawks, and what could probably be another shootout between Seattle and Dallas. Number 6, I have Josh Allen against the Los Angeles Rams. Number 7, I have Cam Newton up there against the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 8, I have Aaron Rodgers against the New Orleans Saints. Number 9, I have Matt Ryan against the Chicago Bears. And number 10, I have Tom Brady against the Denver Broncos. And I know that's probably not what people were expecting, but I think he's going to get it done. Denver is in a very vulnerable position right now. Their defense isn't necessarily awful, but they have also lost players on the defensive side of the ball on top of the offensive side of the ball. That there were so many injuries this week in week 2. If your players didn't get injured, I'd be, I don't know, praying or something, because you really need you really came out unscathed if you didn't have any of those major injuries. Feel so bad for Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, he's not out for the season. Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman, Nick Bosa. Sorry, not Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, Jimmy Garoppolo. Just so many guys got hurt, and that's really going to affect the waiver wire rankings that are coming up soon. I also wanted to say I feel awful. I'm sorry to James White. Obviously, I don't think he's watching these videos, but feel really bad. His father passed away in a car crash, tragic. His mother's in critical condition. That's why he missed Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks, understandably so. I feel really bad for him. I don't really know how to put it into words, but shout out to his family, and that's very tragic. But moving on to the running back rankings in week 2, I'm gonna stay with the top 10 for every position. Number 1, I have Derrick Henry against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings just look horrible, and I don't really know what they're doing out there at this point. Number 2, I have Ezekiel Elliott against the Seahawks. He's looking like the best pick so far, obviously with the injuries included. You're obviously not going to see any Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley. Those are the top 2 picks pretty much in almost every draft, so the top 10's going to look a little different. Number 3, I have Alvin Kamara against the Green Bay Packers. He's looking great. Number 4, I got Dalvin Cook against the Tennessee Titans. Number 5, I have Nick Chubb against the Washington Football Team. Number 6, I got Aaron Jones against the New Orleans Saints. What was that? Is that 6? Yeah, 6 or 7, sorry. Number 8, I have Chris Carson against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 9, I got Josh Jacobs against the New England Patriots. And number 10, I have Jonathan Taylor against the New York Jets. Clyde Edwards-Helaire just made it at number 11 and Miles Sanders at 12, but they weren't able to get into the top 10 for this week. They do have one difficult and one okay matchup, but we'll see next time. All right, moving on to receivers. Number 1, DeAndre Hopkins against the Detroit Lions. Number 2, Devontae Adams against the New Orleans Saints. Number 3, Allen Robinson. He hasn't looked good, but he has a very, very good matchup against an abysmal Falcons defense secondary. So I have him at number 3. Number 4, I have Tyreek Hill against the Baltimore Ravens. Number 5, Julio Jones against the Chicago Bears. Number 6, Calvin Ridley against the Chicago Bears. Number 7, I have Adam Thielen against the Tennessee Titans. Number 8, Mike Evans against the Denver Broncos. Number 9, DK Metcalf against the Dallas Cowboys. And number 10, I'm going to roll with also another Seahawk, Tyler Lockett against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, these rankings can change or they don't have to be agreed upon, but there's guys that are right there. Amari Cooper was right there, Terry McLaurin, Juju Smith-Schuster, DJ Moore, Odell Beckham. They're all right there, but this is just what I'm looking at, all the statistics and everything like that. I'm trying to put everything together, so we'll see how the week goes, but that's just what it is for the top 10 for the receivers. Moving on to tight ends, as of right now, as this video is being made, we don't know about George Kittle being healthy, and he's also missing pretty much his entire team, so I really don't know if they're going to either rush him back or if he's even going to look that good when he does come back. So number 1, I got Travis Kelce against the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2, Mark Andrews against the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, Zach Ertz against the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 4, Tyler Higbee against the Buffalo Bills. Number 5, I got Darren Waller against the New England Patriots. Number 6, I got Hunter Henry against the Carolina Panthers. Number 7, Jared Cook against the Green Bay Packers. Number 8, Jonnu Smith against the Minnesota Vikings. Number 9, I have TJ Hawkinson against the Arizona Cardinals. And number 10, I have Dallas Goedert, the other tight end for the Eagles, against the Cincinnati Bengals. Noah Fant is right there, and Hayden Hurst and Mike Gesicki, but that's just what it is for them. Now, for kickers. This is the kickers and defenses where things get a little weird. Number 1, got Justin Tucker against the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, Harrison Butker against the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, Will Lutz against the Green Bay Packers. Number 4, Greg Zuerlein against the Seattle Seahawks. Number 5, Zane Gonzalez against the Detroit Lions. Number 6, Jason Myers against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 7, Robbie Gould against the New York Giants. Number 8, Mason Crosby against the New Orleans Saints. Number 9, Young-Ho Koo against the Chicago Bears. And number 10, I'm going to have Jake Elliott against the Cincinnati Bengals. So that would be my top 10 right there for kickers. Not much to explain. For defense, number 1, I'm going to roll with, even with their injuries, because both teams have injuries, I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers against the New York Giants. I think this is the perfect matchup for the 49ers as a team to follow up all those injuries, the Jets and the Giants back-to-back weeks. That's very big for them. Number 2, I'm going to have the Indianapolis Colts, just because they're playing the New York Jets, and the Jets are awful. Number 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Denver Broncos, who just lost a lot on their offensive side of the football too. Number 4, the Buffalo Bills against the LA Rams. Number 5, Pittsburgh Steelers against the Houston Texans. Number 6, the Patriots, New England Patriots against the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 6, I'm sorry, was that number 6? Yes, it was. Number 7, the Los Angeles Chargers against the Carolina Panthers. Number 8, the Los Angeles Rams against the Buffalo Bills. Number 9, the Tennessee Titans against the Minnesota Vikings. And number 10, I'm going to have the Philadelphia Eagles against the Cincinnati Bengals. So that rounds out the top 10 for the positions in fantasy football. Just a quick note on the Celtics. I don't know if I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I probably will. But they had their Game 3. They had a long break between Game 2 and Game 3. I'm sorry, Game 3 and Game 4. Tomorrow's Game 4. So there was a long layoff. They played Saturday night, and now they will have the Wednesday night. I believe it was Saturday night they last played. It feels like it's so long ago. So either way, I'm probably going to talk about that tomorrow. Try to do that as early on and as quickly as I can, obviously before the game starts. But yeah, I think we covered everything. We got the Patriots today, the review, a little bit of a preview for the Las Vegas Raiders. That'll probably come out later on in the week, a more in-depth look, or maybe not. Honestly, it's still pretty early in the season. There's not too much to analyze and talk about for the football teams. We got fantasy football done. I believe we did the rankings. And you know what? I just realized we forgot the waiver wire rankings. So I'm not going to even say goodbye yet. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can. It's just as crazy, but waiver wire week. So here's the waiver wires. I can't believe I almost forgot this. This is a huge day. So number 1, it's tough. It's definitely tough. I'm gonna go with Mike Davis. It's just number 2 is Darrell Henderson, obviously, but I know Christian McCaffrey's out and his ankle sprain is tough to deal with. We saw Saquon Barkley had a really hard time dealing with that last year. So with Christian McCaffrey actually being out, I have Mike Davis at 1. At 2, with Darrell Henderson, it's a little tougher because we don't exactly know the status on Cam Akers yet, and we It looks like Malcolm Brown, even though he hurt his finger, is going to play. Obviously, Darrell Henderson has earned touches because he looked really good, but it's a little tougher to rely on him. Number 3, Jerick McKinnon. Obviously, Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert are out, so those are 3 big running backs that you can go out and get pretty much. Number 4, as of right now, it's Dion Lewis, just because he technically is a starting running back. It's tough to really, figure out what he's going to do. But I have him up there at number 4. He has to be. Number 5, N'Keal Harry. Maybe some Patriots fans already had him on their team for some strange reason, but now he actually deserves it, so he's number 5. Number 6, Jalen Reagor. He probably should have been on teams already. Number 7. Let's see. Number 7, I'm gonna go with Russell Gage. Russell Gage deserves to be on there. Number 7 at this point. Number 8, Michael Pittman Jr. Number 9, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Number 10, Laviska Shenault Jr. Number 11, Keelan Cole. Number 12, Traquan Smith. Number 13, Brandon Ayuk. Number 14, Logan Thomas. Number 15, Dalton Schultz. Number 16, Myles Gaskin. 17, Jordan Reed. Maybe put something at 18, Devontae Freeman, potentially, seeing where he ends up. 19, Frank Gore. He got a lot of carries for the Jets. Wayne Gallman, number 20. Demarcus Robinson, number 21. Then you get into the quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew, Ryan Fitzpatrick. These are some of the guys that you can add there. It's definitely more top heavy. Mo Alley Cox, OJ Howard, Justin Herbert, Chase Claypool. It's definitely a top heavy waiver wire week, but it's way more hectic than it was last week. So good luck out there, everyone, with either your fab money or your waiver wire order. And that pretty much wraps up this video. So thank you again for watching. Thank you again for the support. I really appreciate it. And I know I say it every video, so it's just rinse and repeat at this point with that. But I really do appreciate everything from everyone so far. Again, we're still almost at 100 subscribers. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I would really, really appreciate all of that. There's more videos to come. Like I said, I've been trying to get them out as quickly as possible. Thank you all again. I hope this video was helpful with your fantasy football rankings and week 3 strategy and everything like that, your waiver wire strategy. And I'll see you all next time.